of story time. This might be one of my favorite story times I've done in a minute. I know I've told several stories about my dad here. I've honestly recorded like 3 videos today and I'm exhausted, but like, I gotta stay on my grind, right? This is my origin story and honestly just why I have daddy issues, really. This is stories of me growing up with my insane dad. There's some like heavier stories and like some things I've dropped on this channel that's like a little bit deeper, but we're gonna keep it lighthearted today. These are just some crazy stories I need to share with the world, and I just think that they're really funny. So we're gonna start off pretty chill and then work our way up to the big dogs, okay? The first one I was gonna tell you, you probably know I have like a weird obsession with Sims 4. Like, I've played that game. I'm not a gamer, but I've played that game since I was a kid, and I just like love that game. But the first time I ever had it on like a PC was on my dad's old computer. And one of the videos I had just watched, because I used to watch a lot of YouTubers play Sims 4, and it was the princess challenge where it's like, it was really weird. You would wait till your sim was a teen and then they would get pregnant with the next princess. And now saying that out loud, it's a little like sick and twisted, but me being in I was like in 8th grade, I thought that this was like a dope ass little challenge, and I was like, I'm about to do this. Cause like when I spent time with my dad, I would just like bed rot. Like, I had nothing to do and I would be like hella bored. So the one thing he'd let me do is play on his computer. And so I downloaded Sims 4 on his computer, and that was when it was about $20. So I got it as a birthday present. And it's important that you know that he allowed me to get this game. Like, he paid for me to get this game. And so here I am being my little cutesy gamer girl gaming away. And I just can't get this shit to work. I'm like, how do I get my teen sim pregnant? That's baffling me right now. So me being the genius that I am, hop on Google and I Google how to get a teenager pregnant. But it's important that at the end of that clause, it said in Sims 4. Okay? And I cracked the code, I figured out, I'm having like the greatest day of my life on Sims 4. Flash forward to the next week, my mom gets a call and my dad is fucking pissed. He's so pissed and thinks that he's going to jail. He calls my mom stating that he thinks he's gonna be incarcerated because he went on his search history. Why, I don't know. Bro doesn't even know how to use his iPhone 4, so I don't know how he even knew how to access his search history. Apparently he saw that there was a Google search on how to get a teenager pregnant, and he neglected to read that it said in Sims 4. And so he's telling my mom that I'm Googling how to get a teenager pregnant, and she's on the phone like, oh my god, Jazz, what did you do? Like, da, right? And so finally she's like, there's no way. Like, there's no way that she did that. That's so stupid. And so she hangs up and she asks me, she's like, girl, like, what are you doing? And I tell her, I'm like, bro just doesn't have eyes. Like, I just Googled it in Sims 4 and I explained the challenge to her. But to this day, my dad thinks that I Googled how to get a teenager pregnant on his computer, and he's lucky that he didn't go down for it. Starting off with that, every summer, so my dad has a big house, okay? I do not, but he does. He tried to take care of his yard, but like that was not his strong suit. And so there would be like dead patches of grass. His solution would be to like put a tree or a bush there and then cover it with mulch. He's old, okay? Like, I'm a kid with old parents, so he has no business doing that himself. So he would employ me, starting at the age of like the ripe old age of 9, and my other little cousins, and we would be like sweatshop workers for a day, and we would have to shovel for like, actually this is unreal, this is probably like against child labor laws, but we would be like shoveling, and he would pick the hottest day of the year for us to do this, shoveling mulch out of his truck to cover up like these dead patches of grass. He would also cut up fake grass and just put a patch around it and then water it. So imagine all these spots in this massive yard covered with wet spots of grass that didn't match the grass in the yard, and then random piles of mulch, okay? And then we would also line the house with this mulch and like all of this shit, right? It was easy an 8 or 9 hour day, right? And we would do it for that crisp $20 bill that we would get at the end of it. I obviously didn't want to do it, and so I'd be complaining the whole time and get in trouble, like, every time. Like, it would always end in a screaming match, but, like, just imagine a bunch of 10-year-olds in this grown man's yard working like their life depends on it, shoveling mulch out of the back of his truck. Like, I just have to share that one with you guys because that made me who I am today. That's why this is the story of how I became a whore. So, for this man's 60th birthday, before I got, excommunicated, there used to be a group chat with my brothers, myself, my dad, and my stepmom. And on my dad's 60th birthday, he sends a shirtless selfie to this group chat. Like, literally, like, and is like, just as, like, fresh as a daisy, like, 60 years old and, like, still kicking it or whatever. Like, this is from his in-house gym, okay? I could have been a rich kid if I played my cards right. Like, I remember opening my phone because I'm just like, what now? And it was my dad, shirtless, bragging about his rock hard abs. Bro looked like Tom Cruise. I don't even know how to end these. There's no conclusion to anything. It just happened. It's just, this is my life. This is the story of my life. Okay, the next one. This man had, like, an obsession with, like, not being poor. Ironically, I'm poor because of him, but he didn't want me to grow up poor and embarrass him, right? So he wanted to make sure that I had a job, like, super young so that, like, I could be rich and, like, take care of him. And instead of, you know, teaching me how to use Indeed or something useful, he, like, forced me to sit down, read the newspaper, and describe all of the jobs in the newspaper to him. Like, it's 1942. The only jobs in the newspaper were, like, dishwasher and, like, Casey's, like, I don't know, like, literally, like, jobs that me being, like, 14 at the time, like, would never do or, like, weren't safe to do or anything like that, right? But more important than me, he would make my friends do it. So if I ever had, like, a friend come over to his place, he would sit them down, have a chat with them about their future and make sure that they're gonna make good choices. It would always start with a pitch on why they should go into the military. And these are, like, 14, 15-year-old girls, and he's like, so, you want to be a Marine? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? No shade if that's what you want to do. Bless your heart, you're a hero. But look at me. Look at me. Do I look like I'm gonna save this country? Absolutely not. If the safety of America is left in my hands, like, we're all fucked. So, like, I don't understand where your head's at. One time, my friend came over, and we had this whole night planned. And we spent 3 fucking hours! 3 hours talking about her future and available jobs. She also had to look through the newspaper because he just wanted to make sure she was on the right track. This is probably the last one I'm gonna tell you guys for today. And what do I say? This is just honestly kind of sums up my whole life. My stepmother texted me and she was like, do you want to, I don't know, asking me some sort of question. And I remember it being a question that, like, I couldn't care less about. Like, it had no sort of relevance to me. So I sat back, okay, slay. I know I don't have to explain to you what slay means. I know I don't. I literally, like, I know you know what that means. But this woman is like, what the fuck? And so I thought I was witty. I thought I was funny. I was a little bit younger. I was like, what's something that could possibly be problematic in the future? And I was like, like in one day you'll learn or whatever, because prior to this, like, we had gotten in a fight and I made a deal that I was like, yeah, I'll try to be more agreeable and try to get along with her. Like, I'll just, like, try to make an effort. Like, I was trying to be nice, right? And so I'm like, oh, like, she doesn't get, like, the Gen Z lingo, like, this would be funny or whatever. It was not, because she went and tattled on me to my father, and within 5 minutes, 4 fucking seconds, literally, I get a call from him, and he's like, what the fuck is slay supposed to mean? Like, literally going the fuck off about slay, and saying that in his mind, because obviously the only sort of reference we have for anything is what it means to him, right? Fuck the Urban Dictionary, fuck Merriam-Webster. It is only what is my father, like what's in my father's mind that makes sense. And he was like, that means like slay or like defeat or conquer or something, like whatever, like some sort of like knightly mid-century whatever. So he thought that me saying okay slay with an emoji was a threat. And you know what? It should have been. I could have done better. He's chewing me out and then compares me saying slay to a list of slurs that I'm not going to read to you because I'm not. And he's like, but I don't go around saying those, do I? And I was like, girl, do you know what this means? Do you know what this means? And so I ended up like, I don't know, he like took away some sort of like privilege or something. Like I was a grown ass woman. I was like 15 or 16 and it's like, what are you gonna do? But anyways, that's the story of my dad thinking the word slay was a death threat. I hope you enjoy this. Maybe you won't. I didn't either. But that's the story of my life. And if you like more stories, make sure to check out a bunch of my other videos. I made a playlist with all of them. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.